Welcome back to the Top Notch Documentaries YouTube channel. Here is a brand new series that will focus on different criminals, and I'll be covering some interesting crime cases in this series. I hope you enjoy. For today's video, I should be discussing an insane shoplifting ring case out of San Francisco. The ringleader being a man who many referred to as the Medicine Man. Like many other states during the pandemic, San Francisco struggled with rising levels of crime and counteractive state laws which played into the hands of low-level criminals and organised groups. The laws, which aren't consequential, make stealing under $950 from stores a misdemeanour rather than a felony. Shoplifting is a huge problem in San Francisco. It is embarrassing to see videos of security not being able to intervene with crimes in progress. The criminals are bold and brazen in their approach. The laws favour their illegal activity after all. System falling apart and criminals happy with zero risk of incarceration time, today's video was bound to be set in San Francisco. Daniel Drago, known as the Medicine Man, played a key role in the San Francisco shoplifting crime wave, buying stolen goods from street fences and then distributing the stolen goods online for cheaper prices. He used a simple and effective plan which proved to be lucrative for him and his wife Michelle Fowler: sell cheap, high resale value goods that people use every day at a deep discount. Known as the Medicine Man because he requested everyday items such as, you guessed it, medicine, shower and hygiene products, razors, vitamins and toothpaste, items with long expiration dates. The stolen goods ended up being sold on social media and the Medicine Man's shell company site, Deluxe OTC, created in 2018. Drago made the site look legitimate, portraying an over-the-counter style company. He was the supplier directly to the consumer. Social media sales and the shell company helped the Medicine Man bring in an estimated $50 million over the course of several years. He laundered money through real estate and other business interests. Having been active since before 2020, the pandemic seemed to heighten the cash flow for the Medicine Man. People were becoming more dependent on his illicit services due to being locked down and having easy access to low-cost goods online. The Medicine Man wasn't very brazen. He was pretty clued into the business that he was in. His experience was heightened through the international scale of the operation. The goods taken from San Francisco would end up travelling abroad, and this generated even more money that was eventually laundered. The Medicine Man was buying goods from free street fences, and despite the Medicine Man being fairly low-key with his side of the operation, the same could not be said for these free street fences. Self-snitching throughout social media and their reckless behaviour really showcased their lack of worry over potential future action by the law. Their brazen behaviour would lead to the downfall of the shoplifting ring. Being brazen never really benefits the criminal. The new age of self-snitching only serves to get you locked up. The authorities were watching, catching on to the social media posts and monitoring the fences. They were close to uncovering the true scale of the case. These three fences were identified by the authorities through numerous surveillance methods. An operation dubbed Operation Proof of Purchase began in April of 2020. The street fences had been seen in stores like CVS, Target, Walgreens and Rite Aid, showing up with trash bags and brazenly stealing products with no fear of ramifications. They flaunted stacks of money on social media and even took pictures of the goods that they'd just taken. The brazen display of illegal activity perfectly highlighted the lack of punishment for shoplifting in San Francisco. But the self-snitching behaviour would only backfire for the organised shoplifting ring. The identification of the three further led to the unmasking of the ring. Surveillance teams working with CVS and other stores followed the flow of stolen goods back to 2 warehouses, 3 homes and 11 storage units. With the shoplifting ring hierarchy quickly unravelling, it was unlikely that the Medicine Man had seen any of this coming. The Medicine Man was filmed by a surveillance team moving a heavy-looking trash bag into a warehouse. Unaware that he was being filmed, he seemed to struggle with lifting the heavy bag, its contents being very profitable. The surveillance went on for many months, and soon the authorities made their move on Daniel's Concord, California home, his storage units and the warehouses. The Medicine Man's properties were raided by the authorities. $85,000 in cash was uncovered at his home. At his warehouses, $8 million worth of razor blades were found, and that doesn't even include all of the other items that were seized. Roughly $2 million was seized from the Medicine Man and his co-defendants' bank accounts also. In September 2020, the Medicine Man was taken into custody. People lower down the food chain began to talk, probably everyone in the case actually, with the 4 other co-defendants eventually receiving less time than Daniel, so I'm assuming that they all talked. Everyone wanted to save their own skin and take a plea for lesser time. I guess there truly is no honour amongst thieves. The medicine man and his 4 co-defendants would eventually plead guilty to participating in a multi-million-dollar theft scheme. The charges included conspiracy to commit retail theft, receiving stolen property, money laundering, and a white-collar enhancement of over $500,000. The medicine man was due to be sentenced to 6 years in California State Prison on February the 25th of this year. I haven't seen any updates or articles which cover this story further, but I'm assuming that this sentence is fixed. The other co-defendants were given time served for the time spent in jail and were handed down probation. Daniel's wife ended up with a 3-year sentence. Hopefully the medicine man will be able to remain on the main line and not go PC. From videos I've seen of California GP inmates' experiences, the time is tough and you'll be made to put in work for your race and are liable to catch more prison time. Therefore, I don't see the crime as being worth it overall. Sure, millions were made and the medicine man had all the comforts from what it sounds like, a big house and flashy cars, but now he's in state prison, having to put up with a completely different way of living and forced to live by the prison politics, or end up living amongst sex offenders and other sick people on the protective custody yard. Either way, it will definitely be a shock for someone who is raking in millions and staying out of the way. Hopefully he can get lucky and make it through his bid. Who knows, he might come out of prison looking like Wes Watson. This has been the case of the medicine man. As always, thank you for watching.